Hello everyone, it's OG from OG Scale Models. Uh, Wanting to do a little video here on glues that I use. I had a gentleman that asked me what kind of glues I use for my model cars and things like that. So I'm going to do a little video here and try to explain to you what I use them for, the different types that I use, and things like that. Okay, let's get started. First of all, this is my old go-to. I still use this. I have a bunch of this stuff in my hobby drawers and things. I still buy it. If I find it cheap enough, I still buy it. Uh, this is what I used when I first started out. Well, the formula's changed over the years, but this is pretty much it. Testors made it years back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, clear up to now. Okay, but they've changed the formula a few times on it. All right, but this is the go-to if I don't have if I run out, let's say it's the middle of the winter time and I'm not able to get to a hobby store or hobby shop or whatever. Uh, this always works for me. It's just stringy now, and you got to take your time with it. Okay. All right, this right here is Dollar General super glue. It's $1.17 or something like that. You get 2 tubes. Uh, this stuff's getting harder and harder to find around Circleville, Ohio. So I literally check Dollar Generals all over the place, and I buy. If they have 10 packs, I buy all 10 packs. I probably got maybe 15, 20 packs of this put back. That's like 30 tubes, okay? And I use this a lot for super glue, okay? Um, I use Plastistuck Bondene. This stuff, the way it works is it's capillary. You can drop a drop on a piece, and it will run down the piece like a seam. It'll run down the seam and seal it. Okay, but the problem is with this, if you don't keep the top cap on it, the cap tight on it, it will evaporate. Okay. Next, I do use Tamiya Extra Thin. It works pretty much the same way, only this melts plastic. This bonds the plastic by melting it. Okay. This right here is I this is just my own opinion. This is the best super glue. Okay. I mean, it gives you like 3 or 4 seconds to put your piece where you need it, and it bonds. I mean, it's good stuff. And usually I buy Bob Smith's, but you will find this stuff and it'll have different stickers on it, like your own hobby shop or whatever. They put their sticker on it, and this stuff is quite expensive. Over the years, it's went up. It's CA, which it stands for. I'm gonna try to say it. Cinacrylate glue. Okay, which is super glue. Okay, I use that. This glue right here, you can get it at any Hobby Lobby. It's $5.99. I remember when it was $1.99, $2.99. Okay, so yeah, this is a super glue too, and it's medium. It's a medium thickness. So okay, when you're messing with glues, my suggestion is, let's say you're building a roll cage and you need something to bond instantly. This will work with super glue. Okay. Accelerator, compatible with plastic and foam. Okay. It's for all CA glues, okay? I use this and this. This is a solvent based, and this is a uh, super glue light based, okay? And I'm not saying telling everybody to that it may work for them, because I've gotten big disagreements with guys before, and I just don't want to open up that can again. But this does work, okay, and it will work with this, and that's the end of it. It works for me. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it will work for another modeler. Okay, that's my opinion. And also, I don't know about you guys, but the older I get, I seem to get glue on me sometimes. And maybe you glue a part on, you're like, oh man, it's the wrong part. So you use Uncure. It's CA glue remover. Okay, and it's by Bob Smith. Bob Smith makes the best stuff. I buy this Instaset in a big bulk bottle. I buy it in bulk bottles. I like it so much. I've been using it since, oh, the early 2000s. I've been using it, and it works, man. You can spray it on there or mist it on there. I use little applicators. Start saving your water bottle lids, guys. What I do is right here, for instance, I take my super glue or whatever glue I'm using. I'll put a little dab in there, and then I take a toothpick and I nip off the sharp part. The flat ones are the best ones to use. And then I'll dip it in there, and that's how I've been keeping glue off of my models and things like that this way. But on a model group, this gentleman, he builds really, really nice models, and I'm going to try it. I haven't yet, but he said to take a needle and bob the end of it off and use it as an applicator, glue applicator. So I'm going to try it. Also, if you're a wine drinker, save your corks. That comes in handy for that. Let's say you got a cramp in your hand, you've been working all day, can't do nothing. Check it out, guys. A little glue wall. You know, you can put your glue on your parts or whatever without having to hold the toothpick. Maybe you got arthritis, you know. Who knows? Anything, you know. Okay? But those are the glues I use. Oh, almost forgot about clear parts. I use Mod Podge on my clear parts. I use Canopy glue. Lately, I've been using this. It's called Arlene's Premium Quality Jewellet Embellishing Glue. It dries clear. I've been using this for the past, I don't know, 6 months or so. And it does a really good job too, guys. But let me see here. Anything else? I can tell you guys about glue. Now, you have to experiment and find your own ways that does best for you. I know what works for me, and you know, it works for me. It may not work for everybody else, but those are pretty much the glues that I use to build my model cars. Okay, super glue, orange tube. That's it. Uncure for messes. Or if you glue a part on and it's not right, you don't like the way it's setting, maybe you use this, put it on there, let it set for a few minutes, and then you pop the part off. well, I shouldn't say a few minutes, a few seconds. And I'm talking like 10 to 20 seconds or so. You got to give it time to debond apart. But yeah, as for panel lining, I use Tamiya panel lining, and I use Speedball ink with a fountain pen. You can see it in the back there. Speedball ink, acrylic ink. It's water soluble. That way, if you get it on your model after you clear it or whatever, you can wipe it off. I would suggest doing your door lines and your trunk lines, your hood lines, whatever you're doing, and panel lining. I would suggest to do that before you put your decals and stuff on. That way you don't wipe off your decal or something like that when you're messing around trying to get the... And it will happen. Murphy's Law, it will happen. You will get ink somewhere on the model that you don't want it. And you will have to use soap and water to get it off there. So, and if anybody that says different, I don't know what they're doing then. I don't, maybe they figured out a different way or something, which kudos, all the power to you. But I know I'm 53 and I get stuff everywhere sometimes, just like this engine, It's built with this right there. I put a little bit in my water cap that I keep, and I use toothpick, smear it on my part, and I hold it for a few, and it glues. Okay? Now, if I was wanting to build this model really quick, I'd probably use this, and this. I'm talking, that's it on the whole build except for the windows. If I was wanting to do, like, let's say like a 48-hour build or something like that, some guys get into that stuff. I like to spend a little more time than that. Usually it takes me 3 weeks to a month to do a model. I've had models that I've started on and I haven't finished for years. I'm talking like 3 or 4 years. And to be honest with you, I forgot about it. Sometimes I'll be going through my old stash and I'll be like, whoa, what's this? And it's a model that I started and I stuck it back in the box because I got aggravated or something. Which, if you're a model builder, you will get aggravated at times. Best thing to do is just put your stuff down, stop where you're at, go for a walk, come back, go do something, come back, clear your mind, and come back and do what you need to do. That's what I do. But I thought I'd do this little video here. A lot of people ask me about this. They ask me all the time about this. What type of glues you use, man? I'm like, man, I've taken pictures of all the stuff I use, but I never really explained what I use them for. These glues here is done for the body. Now, I have used plastic bonding for windows in a pinch. I have used this because all you got to do is, if something happens, all you got to do is just tap it and it'll pop out. So this stuff's really good. And like I said, it works as a capillary. Like let's say attaching this head to this engine right here. You just drop a drop right here, give it a little tilt, and it will run that seam. And it's glued. It's good stuff. And like I said, this man is awesome stuff right here. But I hope that helps you out. I hope that gives you some type of idea what type of glues I use. And everybody keep on building and everything. Everybody have a good week. And I'll get off here and everybody stay blessed. On to the next.